everyone. Today it is Talking Heads. Talking Heads, what a name. You know, I like to poke fun at these band names and, well, here's another one. Should they have said Singing Heads, or do they just sit up there and jabber and talk away? You know, to me, it's amusing. The song is Life During Wartime, and as usual, I have a couple paragraphs to read, so let's see what there is to find out. Talking Heads were an American rock band formed in New York City in 1975. Described as one of the most critically acclaimed groups of the 80s, Talking Heads helped to pioneer new wave music by combining elements of punk, art rock, funk, and world music with an anxious yet clean-cut image. Oh, what a description. Anxious yet clean-cut image. Okay. I have to say that I think that Talking Heads has come up as a recommendation on my channel quite a few times. So now I'm diving into it, and I guess there's a reason for it being recommended. They have been called a properly postmodernist band. Ooh, okay. This could get interesting. In 2002, Talking Heads were inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. 4 of their albums appeared on Rolling Stone's 2003 list of the 500 greatest albums of all time, and 3 of their songs were included among the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame's 500 songs that shaped rock and roll. In the 2011 update of Rolling Stone's list of the 100 greatest artists of all time, they were ranked number 100. Ooh, just barely squeezed in there. Life During Wartime was released as the first single from the 1979 album Fear of Music. Ooh, actually, I kind of like that album name, Fear of Music. What can that mean? The power of music is so incredible that we should maybe fear it a bit? Or are we just afraid of music? I don't know. Fear of music? Somehow I like that. It entered the US Billboard Pop Singles chart on November 3, 1979, and peaked at number 80, spending a total of 5 weeks on the chart. The song is included in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame's 500 songs that shaped rock and roll. Okay, so that was one of the 3 that made it to that list. Well, let's see how it sounds. Okay, I love this little bit, this sort of chorus. This ain't no party, this ain't no disco, this ain't no fooling around. I love the way their voices come in and give it this sort of party feel, like they're imitating the party sound, the disco, playtime. And at the same time, they're saying, this ain't that. But the juxtaposition of that sound, that singing style of kind of goofing around, playing around, it's party time. And at the same time, they're saying it's not. It's a great little way of expressing that. I also notice how it's a bit subtle, but it's very much there, that there are times when the drums are doing a drum fill, which is very much machine gun style. It sounds like it's sort of alluding to the firing of machine guns, and that's not lost on me either. Like here. Sounds like they're fooling around, except they're not. Interesting. I assume that's guitar?
Heard about Detroit, heard about Pittsburgh, PA. You ought to know not to stand by the window, somebody see you up there. I got some groceries, some peanut butter to last a couple of days. But I ain't got no speakers, ain't got no headphones, ain't got no records to play. Why stay in college? Why go to night school? We blended in with the crowd. We got computers, we're tapping phone lines. Know that that ain't allowed. We dress like students, we dress like housewives, or in a suit and a tie. Changed my hairstyle so many times now. What I look like? You make me shiver, I feel so tender. We make a pretty good team.
Wow.
Anybody have any questions?
Anybody have any questions? In a way, no. That pretty much tells it all, doesn't it? It's funny. This is not the style of music that I find myself naturally tending towards and attracted to. And yet I feel like this is such a great piece of music. It expresses a life and a time and a context so incredibly well. In some ways, it reminds me of some of the Bob Dylan pieces I've listened to. This sort of commentary on the social state of the time, the conflicts and the unrest and the issues of the day. I feel like this is very much following in those footsteps. This title, Life During Wartime, somehow I had the idea that it might be one of those war protest songs. It's a bit different, although you might still call it a sort of protest song, or at least a protest against what we're fighting against. It's so set in a certain time, a certain place, referencing certain issues without actually ever saying that. I guess the closest they get to it is heard about Houston, heard about Detroit, heard about Pittsburgh, PA. I mean, that's the closest they get to saying anything really. And yet you feel that there is this desire to have an impact, to be a sort of warrior for change and this need to, basically fight and sacrifice. I mean, why stay in college? Why go to night school? What's the point? It's going to be different this time. And I'm so deep into this, I can't even write a letter, send a postcard. It might be tracked, it might be traced. My activities are certainly not such that I'm safe. But I love the way it expresses so much simply by telling about, I don't know, I guess you could say life as it is in that context. High on a hillside, the trucks are loading, everything's ready to roll. I sleep in the daytime, I work in the nighttime. I might not ever get home. And I still love, this ain't no party, this ain't no disco, this ain't no fooling around. It's so colorful, and I love that. Okay, I want to go back and listen to this guitar solo. I think it's a guitar solo. It kind of had me a little bit confused for a few minutes there, because I was thinking, is that organ? Is that guitar? I think it's a guitar. Although I could be wrong. It's a guitar sound that I haven't really heard a lot. Let's find it here. I don't know. Is it organ? Is it guitar? It's way up in the treble. The vibrato makes me think it's guitar. But it could be organ if you're using a slide. It almost has a piccolo quality to it, doesn't it? Like a high violin or piccolo quality to it, and it's different from what I'm used to hearing. I enjoyed that, and if you can enlighten me, is it organ? Is it guitar? Let me know. I'm a little bit unsure, but anyway, it fit right in, and as I said, I love this, the incredibly colorful and immersive expression that this piece is, even though it's a style that as I said, I don't naturally gravitate towards. Well, properly postmodernist. I don't know if I would choose that, but I can understand how it fits. Yes. And I appreciate hearing them now after I've dipped my toes into the 80s a bit, the new wave. I've heard some pieces, but I haven't yet really taken hold and gotten a solid grasp of that era like I have been working more in the classic rock era of, you know, the age of Beatles and Pink Floyd and Queen. So now we're moving into another significantly influential band here for the 80s, kind of a pioneer. And it's one that I should spend more time with in the future. And so I'm sure you'll see more of that coming. But that's my first exposure to Talking Heads and Life During Wartime. A very, shall I say, accurate and yet artistic depiction of that life and what's going on with it. So there we go. Talking Heads, Life During Wartime. I'll see you soon.